Hello, my name is Charles Ardinger, and I'll be working with you in your English 100 class as your instructor. I'm looking forward to working with you this semester, and I'm making this video presentation to tell you a little bit about myself and a little bit about the class you're about to start. So I'll start with telling you a little bit about myself. Again, my name is Charles Ardinger. I've been working here at Coastline College since 2013, starting in the Student Success Department and eventually becoming an instructor. I specialize in English, and particularly in English grammar. In fact, I love English grammar. I love talking about English grammar. I particularly enjoy answering questions about English grammar. So if you have any of that kind of question, please feel free to email me. I would love to have that conversation. And that's a little bit about me. You'll probably be learning more about me as we continue. But I want to go on with this introduction by showing you a little bit about our class. And to do that, I want to start by showing you our home page. And this is our home page. I want to point out some of the features on this page so that you can go through the class more quickly and easily. And I want to start by pointing out that the page includes a schedule. Notice that on the front page is a list of what you're expected to do and when you're expected to have done it by. So, for instance, this Thursday, we're having a student meeting, and I'll tell you more about that later in this presentation. There is a student discussion due on Saturday, October 30th, and an assignment and a quiz due on October 31st, Sunday. So, anytime you're wondering what you should be doing, just take a look at the home page, and you should be able to orient yourself fairly easily. The second thing I want to show you is the announcement. You'll notice that this page has a sample announcement at the top of it, but also that you can't see the entire announcement. The best way to see an entire announcement is to go to this link that says Announcements and to click it. When that happens, you're taken to this page of announcements, and you can click on the title of the announcement that you want to see, and you will see it. Now, you can read this entire announcement at your leisure. It basically says this is what an announcement looks like. And I will be posting announcements such as this at least once a week on issues of grammar or of things I see in the class. So you can really help yourself as a student by continuing to look at the announcements as they come up. And again, you'll see every new announcement appearing on the home page, so you can just click on it and look at it. So to show you the next thing, I'd like to go back to our home page, and I'd like to talk about what happens when you submit assignments. As in any other class, you get grades and also feedback. I will make comments on your assignments as you get them. So let me show you how to get those grades and that feedback. As you might have guessed, the first step is to go through this link called Grades. Now, for this video presentation, I'm pretending to be a student. And this student, as you see, has turned in an assignment. That's what this little blue dot means. And it's this assignment, the first assignment that you also will do. Now, I'd like to know how I did on that assignment, so I will click the title of it, and I will get a page that looks like this. Notice that the first thing you see is a comment that I have made. I will make this kind of comment on all your assignments, giving you advice and feedback and ideally helping you progress through the class. There is more feedback, though, that I can give. And you can find that feedback by clicking this link that says View Feedback. When you do, you'll get a smaller copy of the document that you submitted. This is the document that I submitted as I was pretending to be a student. You will probably have a larger version of this because your window might not be as small as the window that this camera is using to record this video presentation. The aspects I want you to notice are these. There are annotations which look as if I took a pen and wrote on your paper with it between the lines of your type. And there are highlighted annotations, which I use for when I need to make a comment that will take longer than the space between some lines. Notice that this highlight leads to a box with text in it that you will read more easily when you're looking at your own assignment. So, again, you will be getting feedback through comments I make, through annotations, and through highlighted annotations. Let's then move on to a feature of this class that I particularly enjoy, a feature that allows us to communicate more personally, perhaps, than most online classes can. For most of our experience with each other will be pretty much groups of words. I'll be looking at what you write, you'll be looking at what I write, and we'll be communicating in that way. But I can also offer a more personal, more face-to-face style of communication, and I do that through student visiting time. Again, that's pointed out on the home page here. Student visiting time for this class is on Thursdays between 1830 and 2000, or in civilian time, 6:30 p.m. and 8 p.m. Pacific time. I'm on the West Coast. The way to take advantage of these student visiting times is this. Start by clicking this link that says CCCD Zoom. That will take you to a page that is a calendar of the forthcoming meetings in this class. Notice that the first one is on October 28th, this Thursday. To get to that meeting, click the button that says Join, and then join it. It's that simple. Then you will be in a Zoom meeting with me. I'll be looking into my camera. You'll be looking into your camera. We'll see each other. We can converse about issues in class, or what's coming up, or what's going on in the world, or in your life, or whatever you want to talk to me about. It is a way for us to communicate in a less distant way than through most online classes typing. Also, it is in your best interest to attend at least one of these student meeting times, because each one is worth 5 extra credit points. So you can add to your grade by coming to student visiting time, and asking questions, conversing with me. I want to point out that this is not mandatory. You are not required to attend these Zoom meetings, but I think you can help yourself by doing so. I also want to point out that because Thursday, November 25th is Thanksgiving, I don't really expect you to be in a Zoom meeting on that evening. I would be surprised if I'm in a Zoom meeting on that evening. For that reason, student visiting time that week is on Friday, the 26th. And that is pretty much what I have to say about the way our class will be working. Of course, if you have questions, I hope that you will email me. I know that you have my email address because you can simply reply to the message that you got this video presentation from. And again, I'm looking forward to working with you. And I'd like to conclude this video presentation by saying thank you for enrolling in this class. It should be obvious, but it's not always, that classes could not exist without students. So I very much appreciate your enrolling in this class, giving it a reason to exist, and quite frankly, keeping me in a job. That's fairly important also. I hope that you will, as we continue, ask questions. I can't really understand for myself when I'm not making sense, so I rely on students to ask me questions about what I'm saying so that I can know that I'm communicating in the most effective manner, so that I know that what I'm saying is what you're hearing. That's very important. And finally, I would like to thank you sincerely for your time and attention.